podcast where we dive into the fascinating world of developmental psychology.
That's right, here we will talk about how we grow, learn, and develop throughout our lives.
And it's not just theory, we are sharing real life, experience, and story too.
Because let's be honest, we have all been through some developmental moments, right?
Absolutely. So whether you are a psychology enthusiast or just someone who curious about why people are the way they are, you are in the right place.
Okay, before we jump in, let's introduce ourselves. I'm Sharifah Chana.
I'm Novel Ifari.
I'm Mutiara Fitrani.
I'm Planya Azia.
And me, Danti Drawati.
Okay, before we get introducing personal stuff, let's set the stage by talking about developmental psychology.
For those who don't know, developmental psychology is the study of how we grow and change throughout our lives, emotionally, physically, and mentally. It covers everything from childhood to old age.
Yeah, and it's super fascinating because it helps us understand why we are the way we are today.
Exactly. For example, like the thing we were raised, and also our early childhood experience, and even the environment that we grow up have a role that shaping us as adults.
And that's where trauma comes in. Childhood trauma in particular can leave a lasting impact on our development. Sometimes we can't even realize until much later.
So, trauma isn't always big and dramatic. It can be small, repetitive experience that makes us unsafe. These experiences change how we see ourselves, others, and overcome our challenges.
That's so true. And when we talk about childhood trauma, it's not just about what happened, but also how we process it emotionally.
Yes, I agree. And everyone have different response to trauma, right?
And that's why it's crucial to talk about these things. Understanding our own developmental journey helps us heal and grow.
Yes, well, it's not easy to talk about, but we believe that this conversation will be powerful. So let's dive in. Who wanna go first?
Me.
Okay.
Let's go.
So in grade 3 or 4 in elementary school, I heard screaming like people were fighting before I went to school. Eventually, I realized that one of the voices was my father. It turned out that my father was fighting with our neighbor. They seem to be arguing over the water flow, I guess. I don't know, because I don't really remember the details very well. But in the end, my father was injured because our neighbor who was holding a screwdriver attacked him. But anyway, when the first I heard the screaming, I already suspect that it was our neighbor because he's extremely temperamental and and often acts of domestic violence. So whenever I'm at home and I hear a loud screaming or banging, I feel really anxious and worried because it reminds me of that fight. It recalls the memory.
That's so terrifying.
Yes,
It's insane. Having a temperamental neighbor is really bad.
I know, right? How about you guys?
In my case, when I was second grade, I moved to a new school that normally in my house, and suddenly everything was changed because the environment there was very not good at all. The kids were very rude, and the teacher didn't care about bullying you, some kind of like that. And I had been target bullying since second grade, and the parents I experienced is emotional abuse and verbal abuse. Because the girls they always tease me, so I just feel like they didn't want to be friends with me, and I feel so left out. But anyway, the boys also tease me, and even they had even to extort me. And worse still, at home, my aunt gave the same treatment because we live in my grandmother's house. My aunt used to tease me about anything I did, and just like that, I grew up to be someone who considered criticism as an insult, and I can't chat first with other people. I mean, I'm too scared to do that, and also I also avoided conflict and avoided contact with opposite gender, and I feel like I'm all disturbing and disgusting.
No, you're
But that is really hard to go through. I mean, I sort of feel the same way as I experienced the
Really?
same thing.
You can feel it?
Yes, so when I was a kid, I was excited to make lots of friends. But when I was in elementary school, I became the target bully of my classmates. So that situation became eerie. In the class, the relentless whispers and taunts just makes me feel I didn't belong anywhere. At home, things weren't any better. My parents fought a lot. They keep arguing each other, and then my father keeps putting out these words because of his frustrations from his own situations. So as I grew older, the effects became more vivid. Trusting others felt unlikely, and every time someone tries to get close to me, there's like these voices inside my head warning me to keep a distance. That's it.
Oh God, you've been through so much, Givari. You hope you can be better.
Yes, thank you. And what about you, Plangi? Do you have anything else to share?
Yes, I do. So when I was a child, I joined Pencaksilat Material Arts training to learn how to protect myself. One day, during a competition with my friend, I had to tuck my headscarf into my clothes for safety reasons. So it wouldn't get in the way. Although this made some part of my body stick slightly, I was necessary to ensure safety while competing. After the match ended, a male friend who have understood the situation suddenly grabbed the part of my chest that was sticking out and asked, "What is this?" At the moment, I could only try to process what he meant by his word. Even though it might seem small to others, this incident was very upsetting and still makes me cry when I think about it. Now I feel ready to share this experience.
Did you really experience this?
I'm so sorry you had to experience that.
It's
So
insane.
sad.
Yes. Okay, Leslie Muti. Do you also have trauma like us?
Yes, of course, I also have trauma. So around the age of 4 or 5 years, I love swimming. But at the time, me, my brother, and my grandma cousin were sitting, relaxing, and chatting by the swimming pool. Suddenly, my uncle started joking. The first one was pulled by my brother, and the second one was me. Yeah, I was shocked because I was in a relaxed position. Suddenly, my feet were into the swimming pool. Due to my unpreparedness, I ended up drowning completely. Since then, I have been afraid to swim again, and I cannot swim until now. That's really bad, right?
I think it's bad, yeah, but I can imagine how that traumatized you.
Yes, I think I understood that swimming must be traumatizing for you.
It is.
Reflecting on your childhood experience, it makes me wonder how they connect to our theory and developmental
That's right.
psychology.
That's right. Yeah, and for example, there's a theory about trauma experience can affect as we grow and respond to certain situations.
Additionally, attachment theory also discusses how important it is to feel safe in your childhood. If the home environment feels unsafe, like from arguments or violence, it may affect how children's viewing and understanding and trusting others.
Yes, so according to theories in developmental psychology, childhood trauma doesn't just stay in the past, but it can affect how people respond to certain situation or emotion in the future.
It can play significant role.
Yes.
And well, it's not about diagnosing anything, right? It actually shows how memories can influencing our attitudes as we grow.
I agree with you guys. Well, that's a wrap for today.
From today's episode, we realized how important it is to make a safe environment for the next generation.
Yes, and remember that understanding the past isn't about living in it, but we can learn from it and growing to be a better version of us.
Okay, and as always, don't forget to take care of your mental health. Bye!